Okay, YouTube, this is Acid Roots. I've got Chevelle's third commercial album, Vena Sera, which is approaching a decade old. And last time I checked in on these guys, I reviewed Wonder What's Next back in the summer, and that was their first commercial album. Had hits like The Red and Send the Pain Below. Now, the thing about this group is they're kind of new metal, but at the same time, they're also alternative metal, and I almost want to say that they could be post grunge, but it just doesn't feel like it. Now, songs like The Red was definitely a new metal type song, but then their second single from Wonder What's Next, Send the Pain Below, that one was kind of more alternative metal, not as focused on like crunchy kind of metal type stuff, but still melodic and able to chart. And Send the Pain Below actually outdid the song The Red. So, but with this batch of singles this time around, the song Well Enough Alone, that one feels like something you'd hear at a concert. It just has a very looming type production on it. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it, is the fact that it does sound like you're actually at one of their shows hearing it. And I get it sounds really up tempo. I was liking that song. It's different from a lot of songs that they've done from what I've heard from them. I actually want to explore Chevelle a lot more, but I'm kind of hoping that they do more songs like this. It almost feels electronic, like something Orgy would do. And then The Fad is another metal type song, but it kind of almost feels, I mean, that kind of has new metal traces, but then it just feels like plain metal. So each of these work extremely well. The fact that there are three songs that you're going to know, all of these charted within the top 15 of the United States charts for rock. So that pretty much guarantees that you'll hear it, even if it is a little bit dated. These songs still, I mean, it almost feels like, out of 6 or 7 albums that they've dropped, it's tough trying to remember every single song that they did. So this is just an extra point being. But I did I did definitely like this album, and songs like Anti-Saint and Brainiac, they kind of bring out the more, just less emphasis on heavy metal and more emphasis just on good instrumentation, which, a song like Humanoid definitely has the metal down just like Well Enough Alone does, but they don't do that the whole time. When I actually had plans to review this like a week and a half ago, but I forgot about it. But I still remember, out of 12 songs, I wound up liking 11. So this album will get a 10. And, it doesn't really matter what the one song is. I think for the most part, you should like just about every song. And, with 3 singles, the only thing that really could have beaten that was just a fourth one, but it's not necessary. I mean, really, I liked these singles enough to where it keeps you entertained for a fair amount of time, probably more than fair. And the best part about it is the more music you buy along with it, the longer it's going to last. But as far as going back to 2007 and wondering if they really hit this bang on the head, I think for the most part they did. It just wasn't that they had like a mosh song. That's really the thing. I'm not sure that Chevelle is really known for their moshing. I mean, Send the Pain Below, Closure, and The Red did not really do this, but it just happened to be, solid rock. If you're less inclined to go nuts and more inclined to just tap your foot or kind of nod your head, that sort of thing, this is music for that mindset. And I do appreciate that. It doesn't, I mean, I can listen to this. There's still enough to jam out to, but it just kind of shows some form of sophistication to it. So this album gets a 10. Social Score gets a 9. Really, I would have liked at least a promotional single or something, this extra, to figure out what else there is to talk about, because 3 is still a shy number, but the fact that these singles were so good kind of makes you almost want to ignore that. And both of these charted pretty high. all three of them charted pretty high. So can this record be topped? The answer is not really. There's pretty much all tons of stuff on here to find out. I mean, most of this record's pretty popular. This might have gone platinum. So the future Chevelle dropped an album last year, 2016. So they'll probably be back in pretty soon. But really, their 2016 albums really only dropped 2 singles. So we might want to see some more, see how they support this album. Would be pretty interesting. But alright, subscribe for more fun. This Vena Sera gets a 10 and a 9 social.